Okay, everybody. My name is Brian McGrath. I'm the CEO of My Blind Co. And I want to thank you all for joining us today. We are doing a little demonstration on pin drop, and I guess I can put my camera on. And I just wanted to let you guys know we really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us. Pin drop is a tool that we developed, and you guys are going to hear echoes of your own life in this. After I have been spending on upwards of $4,000 a month with a marketing firm and having them post my ads in the wrong marketplaces and just ridiculous stuff. I went in deep on learning how to do the marketing and advertising for the window covering industry. I did a very deep dive. Then I was fortunate enough to be able to get Abby on board, and she's young and expert. So it's been a great collaboration with her. She's the one who puts all these webinars together for us, and she does a ton of research that is going to benefit all of you guys over time. But anyways, here we go with an introduction to PinDrop, unlocking local visibility, boosting your Google Map Pack rankings with PinDrop. So off to the races, Abby. So the power of the Google Map Pack. For those of you who don't know, I'm just going to go over very basically what the Google Map Pack is. It is a search engine that is tied directly to your Google business profile. It is when you search on Google for blinds near me, or blinds in this zip code, or blinds by blah, 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 shutters or shades or any of those things, or drapery, it will almost always, I guess a little background is warranted here. A year and a half ago, Google changed from Google Business, Google My Business to Google Business Profile. They allowed us to expand our areas of search where we could be seen by essentially geotagging the areas where you've done work and showing that work as an image. You have to go through a process, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But what it has done for our business is, for our retail business, is expanded our reach and put us at the top of the Google Map Pack. This, I don't know if you guys are seeing my cursor or not, but I'm pointing at the Blind Chain Shutter Company. That's my retail store. We never owned this real estate on the Google Map Pack before. The Google Map Pack has been around forever. It took us about 8 months to get to #1 in most of our local search positions by using the tool that we developed. But we test ran it first before we went ahead and developed it so it'd be automated. So anyways, the Google Map Pack appears at the top of Google search engine results, just below the paid advertisers. You've all seen where you can tell it's a paid advertiser, and then you have the 3 top organic listings that are tied to the Google business profile in the SERPs and search engine results pages for local searches. The numbers vary, but I'm going to stick with what I read most recently, which is about 74% of people want to do business with local businesses, and they skip the paid advertisements. They go to the locals because they know for something like this, where they got someone coming in their house, they want someone who's not a big corporate owned monolith, or they don't want the Home Depot or the Lowe's guy coming in because they know they're never going to see him again or her. So they try and find the mom and pop or the local business and get the best match. They're going in and searching based on relevance. And if you're prominent in the first page in position 1, 2, or 3, you're getting a call. And what we have found is even in position 3, we have a person there answering the phone, a person, human being, not a machine, no AI, a person answering the machine every time. And we get business just from having that phone answered on the 3rd ring. We have a 3rd ring rule at the Blind Shade and Shutter Company, and it doesn't get past the 3rd ring without someone else jumping up and getting that phone. So why is it important to be on the Google Map Pack? It's literally crucial for small business. If you're not showing up, or if you can go look yourself up today by searching blinds in your zip code where your business is, and then just count the number of businesses that are above you. You're not getting anywhere. If they go to page 2, only about 15 to 20% of the people who search on their phone, and most of the search is done, 76 or 78% is done on phones now. I don't know. Abby's probably got better numbers than me. Let's call it 70% to be conservative. Search on their phone, blinds near me, shutters near me, and the number of people who go to the second page is 20% or less. So if you are on the first page, 1, 2, or 3, you're in a great spot. If you have someone answering the phone, which is cursory to this discussion, but I always think, have the phone get answered if you can. And then, have someone scheduling for you right then and there, you'll capture more business. We get this all the time where people tell us, oh, you guys were the only ones who picked up, or you guys were the only ones who, could schedule me right away. It's like, well, and we're not a huge outfit. We got 2 salespeople and 2 installers and myself and an office manager. So it's not like it's a big, monolithic group of us. Anyways, significantly increases online and offline conversions. They see you there, then they go see your website that's got good SEO and it's got good listings, and then you go and you see that you get over 100. What's an old picture? We got over 100 Google reviews, 106, 107 Google reviews for the Blind Shade and Shutter Company now. And I will tell you again, we're still in that window of, it's a honeymoon window for us. We only started doing this realistically when we started building this stuff, when I dumped my old ad agency a year and some months ago. So, maybe 14 months ago, we started this, and I've converted from 27 Google reviews after 20 some odd years of business to 107 in a very short period of time. And some people say, well, I've got that many now. Good on you. You're doing better than I was. But what we're doing now is we're adding 2 a week. And that's just the machine working. And sometimes we hit 3, and every now and again we'll hit 4. And that starts to add up really heavily over time. It brings up the relevance of your website, along with doing the other things that we've discussed, like doing those weekly blogs, get that relevance moving up, and then you start to really compete in your marketplace. So, your conversion rate goes up when they see you in 2 or 3 different places. They say, oh, this is a legitimate company, and you know who these people are. So the people that are concerned, who haven't met you yet, you get that call, you get that lead, you get that appointment, and then you finally go and you wow them with your personality, and that's how this works. So next one, Abby. 46% of all Google searches are looking for local information. In the United States, more than 1 billion searches contain the phrase "near me" are used every month, and 92% of searchers will pick a business on the first page of local search. That's better than I thought. I thought it was 76 or whatever. It's 92. Business in the Google Map Pack see a 500% higher conversion rate from the pack than in the organic or paid conversions. People don't want to do the paid conversions are valuable. I'm not saying don't do paid Google advertisements. They have I do them myself. I do them now, and I'll show you where I do them towards the end of this. They have value, but they are not as valuable as the organics that get you on that 1, 2, 3 position. Business in the Google Map Pack. Oh, I'm sorry. Business in the top 3 spots of the Google Map Pack receives 126% more traffic than business ranked 4 to 10. 126% more traffic is, if you're receiving 50 website visitors from being on the second page of Google, you get 113 if you're on the first page. That's a huge difference. Okay, Abby, you can move me on. Yeah, this is my company again, the Blind Shade and Shutter Company, our retail store. That's my pin drop page. My showing you how we've performed. Years ago, a year and a half ago, I should say, this was almost all red. I didn't keep the all red one, and I've said this before, and I know I'm broken record, but it was embarrassing to me that I had something this bad. So I didn't keep the ugly ones. The next one that we have for me is almost a circle of red around it, a little bit of green in the middle, and then it converts to total green. After this took, like I said, it took 8 months. Not total green. We're using the phone to obscure like 3 high marks in a city called Ashburn, where we don't perform as well because we've got a huge competitor there, and we're fighting and we're nipping away. And this is where I'll go back to my Google ad spend, where I spend my money in advertising. After I got all my organics in good stead on all the locations I could, I chopped my ad budget by half, and now I spend all of those Google ads Google ad dollars in that one bottom right-hand corner, which I asked Abby to obscure with this, but in that bottom right-hand corner, we've got, a 7, an 8, a 10, and a 13, I think it is. And we're spending right in that area. And it's brought us down from a 20 to a 13. If I get that 13 below a 7 or an 8, everything else will be in 1s, 2s, and 3s. And that's the methodology you have to work with. You have to kind of focus your spending on the areas where you're not performing well and just keep doing what you're doing in the areas where you are performing well, meaning take pictures, put them through the system, upload them to PinDrop, and then we'll do the rest. Traditional SEO, understanding how well you're doing, where you can improve, can be tough. Oh my God. So if anyone here understands SEO, like they feel comfortable with it, God bless you. It took me 6 months of reading to get really a solid understanding in a couple classes I actually took. It involves complex numbers and data that aren't always easy to grasp, and you've also got a business to run. So, this tool allows you to see how you're doing with the Google Business Profile, your GBP. This listing is intricately tied to the SEO of your website. I don't think we have a shot of it. Maybe we do. But you can see my Google Business Profile for the Blind Shade and Shutter Company again, pulled up to like a #1 organic SEO listing on a Google page because of this and the other stuff that we're doing, which is keeping the website healthy, putting those blog sites up, and then doing this. This has dragged me up. And another thing we're doing, which we haven't discussed, is a thing called listings, and you guys can have that done through us or through someone else, where they go in and they clean sweep all of your actual listings on any website, on any search engine that is out there. It goes out and it corrects, it dots the I's, it crosses the T's, it makes the punctuation the same, confirms that you have one phone number that's the same all the way through the internet on all these different search engines. That's a tool that we offer as well. But that is a huge thing too, that cleans up all of your back-end SEO stuff that people don't get to. So anyways, unlike traditional SEO, PinDrop makes it a breeze. You can literally see what you're doing, see how you're doing with a heat map. And then you can go, not only is it, it's quantifiable. You can see, oh, I've gone from a 5 to a 2. You can then go to that zip code or that town and search it blind, go into a, what's the hidden thing that incognito mode on Google. So it's got no history, and you could search blinds in your hometown and see where you pop up, where it shows you as a 1. You should be 1 or 2. It will vary from 1 or 2. It will vary from between 1, 2, or 3, depending on how often you get seen, because they do rotate you on an algorithm. But it doesn't matter if you're seeing yourself on that first page consistently. You're winning. That's a win for you. So you can check the heat map and then just check that locality by searching Google without something something that doesn't have a history in your browser. So it doesn't just pop up with you because you like searching you a lot. Anyways, use it as a color-coded, cheat sheet. The lower the number, the better your business appears on the Google Map Pack. The better your business appears on the Google Map Pack, the higher your organic SEO, the higher your performance in analytics altogether. And at a certain point, you get benefits of being a certified Google reseller. We just acquired this little blue check mark from Google that we've got over X number, 100 number of 5-star reviews. And there's a process where you go through and they give you a little blue check mark, but that brings you up a point, 1 point or a point and a half, sometimes just a half a point, I should say, half a point to a point on any one of these locations. So if you're just between a 4 and a 3, you get the benefit if you got that check mark, and you get the higher rating, as opposed to somebody who's dead center on that point, who should be ahead of you, but they're not, because they've only got 25 reviews on Google, and they're not a verified reseller. So work towards getting those Google reviews to support this. Google reviews, this, the blogs, all that stuff combined, it organically builds you up. And yeah, I'm still spending $500 to $1,000 a month on Google advertising, but most of the time it's 500, and it's really just bearing down on the weak spots in my regional marketing. So if you're much bigger, much more expansive, that can be tougher. But If you've got a good focus that's 30 miles, a 30-mile radius or something, that's really the bulk of the people that we do business with. Some people, I mean, we go out 45 minutes outside of our service area, or our primary location, I should say, but that really only ends up being 35 miles. So we perform well all the way out there, and the people see us even from far away when they're Google searching for blinds. Now we get people 40 miles away, 50 miles away who are calling us and saying, can we fix your blinds? Nope, sorry, we don't service that area, but it's proof that we're showing up in the Google searches high up. So next one, Abby.
This webinar is brought to you by My Blind Co., the industry's most comprehensive marketing and quoting software. Why choose My Blind Co.? My Blind Co. is the only quoting software built by window treatment professionals for window treatment professionals. With over 30 years of window treatment industry experience, we have crafted a software that has all of the features you actually need. Streamline your calendar, create professional quotes, manage orders, market your business, and more. Want to get started? We can get you set up in quoting in just hours. Have questions? Our United States-based customer service team guarantees you'll never have to wait days to hear back. Visit myblindcoapp.com or call 703-738-9933 to sign up or learn more.
Okay, this is an existing client of ours who's outside of Pittsburgh, and this is August on the left-hand side, and this is November 7th. So hey Mo, could you go ahead and mute yourself for me?
Sure, I'm sorry.
No worries, man. I'm just trying to.
It looks like it was muted. Sorry.
No worries. Anyways, so on the left-hand side, you got August 21, 2023. We are in the 20s. That's all the way maxed out. It doesn't calculate any further or higher than that we're aware of. So you could go up to 30 or 35, I'm sure. In 12 weeks, we've brought him down to being number one in his location, and he's circulating around him. You'll see 3s and 4s, and that's 12 weeks. Typically, it takes 8 months to get to where I got with mine. It took me 8 months to get where I got with mine. Granted, I was diligent. I took pictures every day. I wanted to prove to people like you guys how this tool works. This is not my company. This is another client of ours, and it's very recent. I wanted recency effects. So this is 12 weeks ago. On the left, on the right is yesterday or the day before. And that is impressive. That is a significant change in a very short order for a very low cost. So if you go to the next slide, Abby, this is me again. There's my see truth in advertising. I told you I had a bad lower right hand corner that I asked Abby to hide with the phone, but we're showing it off. I hide nothing. But this is us after 11 months. I think it's closer to. Is it just 11? It is 11 months. Of us using our own tool, and I'm up here, and this is not current because we're currently at 106 or 107 Google reviews, and there's a little blue check mark by me. So you guys can check us out. You all have Google, but anyways, it's taken me forever to beat this side down to where I get these into 4s, and then I'm still there's another, for those of you who are familiar, another Hunter Douglas gallery dealer right here. And he's got a pretty good marketing guy himself, and we're constantly doing combat. The one thing I will tell you about this commitment is, once you get here, you're never going to want to stop, because you do get the calls, you get what you're looking for, but you can never stop. You got to take pictures every week of every job, and I tell this to people right now: take pictures of a repair that you just put back in a good looking house. I don't care if the dog chewed on a louver. If you've got the job from 6 months or a year ago that's in the system, you take a picture, upload it. It does just as much good for you as a brand new install if that one's not been used already. Every chance you get, you go out to a house for any reason where you can take a picture of a window treatment that you did. You take the picture and you put it in PinDrop. You take a picture with the app, and it'll do all the work for you. It builds and builds and builds and builds. I did this yesterday myself. I took a picture of a client's site where we did shutters. I think we did shutters 15 years ago. We took them down because they're getting their windows replaced. And we put them back in yesterday, and I went out there to meet with my guys, and I looked at the job, and it was a 6-panel bifold. I know, for those of you who are shutter people, it wasn't LRT, LRT, LR. It was LLLRRR. So that shows the ignorance of youth there. I've gotten past that. But those of you who aren't shutter people, that's not even funny. But the shutter guys are laughing. But we put it back in, and I took a picture of it because it was a stunning double hung shutter with 6 panels. So, and I'm going to use that, and that is located right in this area here called Leesburg, and it's going to help me out right where these 2 4s. That'll pull me down. There's no problem with using that. They're clients. We were there. We did the job. And every single opportunity you get, take a picture, put it in the system, use it, because it will take you from being all red and all orange. And when I first started, I had a 1 here, and I had a little bit of orange, and then everything else was red all the way around. So this is 11 months later. This is what we've accomplished, and we're at the top of the map pack. And I can't tell you, something that was designed by somebody who actually has had to pay the bills for a marketing company. I want you guys to be able to look at it, check it, be done. And we send reports out every month with the performance. When we first get you started, we'll send you 2 reports a month with the heat map is what this is called, and the then you can just check in your own space about how you're performing around your own area. But for the cost of this and what we know it costs to do other things, there's a huge return on this investment. So let's see here. I'm going to go next screen, Abby. Claim your free heat map. Okay, and that's a good time for me to fire up my other demonstration. So I'll show you guys how to use this thing. So I'm in the software. It's asking me if I want to choose the gallery or the camera. For this instance, I'm going to choose the camera. There's my lovely, not really a window. I use photo. It puts a string at the bottom. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see this, but if you see right there, it's all the keywords that are tied to the product. So you don't have to recreate a keyword string. It puts it all in there for you. I'm going to go ahead and say test image, so we don't have it uploaded. But if I was you and I was doing this picture of a beautiful window in a kitchen nook, I would say beautiful kitchen, beautiful nook, something along those lines, because every time you put in a descriptive word that has beautiful or lovely or gorgeous, something or else like that, kitchen sink, not kitchen sink, but master bath, owner suite, all of those things that are not tied in, you are getting a room name in here, but throwing the adjective in, beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, in this image description line, just one word, even just say stunning, it changes the search engine results dramatically, because it's not it doesn't look like it's coming from a bot. So we designed it to make it look like it's coming from people, like some person is putting all this stuff in there and submitting it, because you are. So if you hit the submit button, it's okay, it's successfully added to PinDrop. What that means is you have now added it, uploaded it to my Blanco site, where all the back end information. I'm going to stop my share here and on my back, Audra.
Yep.
So I'm going to stop my share there, and what it does in the back end is it scrubs all the useless information off. It keeps the geotagged information on where the location was. That's all hidden. Your clients need not worry. If they ask you the question, you can say, "Oh no, there's no chance that anyone will ever get your address information or anything else." It's not presented by Google. They take it away, and they scrub it so that only the image goes up. But they give you credit for the location, and that actually pulls very strongly for you. Abby, if you'd go ahead and share again your screen. Oopsie.
This webinar is brought to you by My Blind Co., the industry's most comprehensive quoting and marketing software. Optimize your calendar and contact management with our powerful CRM. Create quotes in the home and offline, no internet connection necessary. Streamline the job from start to finish with order creation and tracking, in-app payment processing, and installation and repair management. Take your business to the next level with My Blind Co's My 5 Stars marketing services: website search engine optimization, social media management, website development, pin drop, Google Ads management, and My 5 Stars engagement platform. Visit my5stars.net to learn more about our marketing services. Visit myblindcoapp.com or call 703-738-9933 to sign up or learn more.
A distant place outside of your service area, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do business out here. Yeah, I gotta see if I'm not seeing myself. But when you do this and you go outside of your service area and you're like, I don't want to do more business here, you still take that picture and you drop that pin 65 miles away that you did for your cousin Irma, because it's like a string. The way this works is like a string. And that will, saying, I claim this area out here for my business, will take everything that's in line with that. All those dots that are in that heat map will get pulled. They might only get pulled down by half a point, but half a point might be the difference between a 4 and a 3. And if you have a job that's way out there, but you did a beautiful job, or you fix something that it looks lovely when you're done, take a picture of it. This is a simple rule of thumb. 6 a day is the way to go. 7's okay. 8, you're pushing it. Because as soon as you jump up to, I made the mistake of putting up 20 pictures in one day on a Sunday when I got excited. And I was sitting there talking to Audra as we're having a nice Sunday morning. I was putting these pictures up. And we got kicked off of Google for 6 weeks. It took me 6 weeks to get my account reestablished because they thought it was a bot. So you keep it to a human-like level. Don't go superhuman on them. And you really get the benefit of everything. So you can, and by the way, if you're only doing installs on a Monday, you take 12 pictures. We won't put them up, all 12 of them. You know, we've got that metered so that we're keeping you in good stead. But put them all up, take them, put them all up. And then if you're, sales on Tuesdays, more installs on Wednesdays, and you take another 6 pictures or whatever, just keep it coming. Keep it coming, and that will get you where you need to be. And I think I'm going to try and find one more thing before we get into the question and answer.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Once you take that photo through the pin drop feature in My Blind Co, we post it on your Google profile page. And so that photo is geotagged, and that communicates to Google that you're relevant in that particular area. So once, the more photos you have in that area, the more the relevance and the higher organically you get moved up on the map pack. So I just wanted to kind of reinforce that strategy there.
Fine strategy it is. So I'm just looking for one last thing. I just sent this off to a customer yesterday. And I'll share it, and then we'll get into question and answers if I can find it. I'm sorry I didn't have it for the presentation, quite frankly. I should have, but
so the keywords that Brian was suggesting, beautiful, that's what people search on. Okay, so and so that's why those are important. Norman Woodlore shutters, beautiful family room. If with that search that a potential lead is putting into a search engine like Google, and it finds purchase on your website, then that validates your website on Google. And the more that happens, the higher your ranking organically. So that's kind of what we're doing there.
That's the rub. The more organic you get, the better off you are. I have a copy of my my Google what they sent me yesterday, and I showed it to somebody. Let's see if I can just find it that way. You go ahead and keep going, Audra. Keep riffing for me, because I want to show this, because this is important. I think business owners appreciate something from the outside.
Yeah, and maybe this just fire up some questions. I know Brian probably is super excited about it. Maybe went a little fast, but any questions like what is a heat map? What is organic placement? Even the basic question. No question is too basic, as we all learn about this stuff.
You can take yourself off of
Mute.
mute now, guys.
So no questions. It must be crystal clear, right, Brent?
Must be. Hey, Abby, I'm gonna take over the share. I'm gonna put this one sheet up. This is from Google. This is last week's performance report for the blind shade and shutter company down here, and how we're doing. How often ads were shown? 3,400 times, 352 clicks, 42 phone calls to the business in a week. Now, in real terms, I don't care about 20 of those 42 calls because half of them were marketers and half of them were people asking me to fix their plastic mini blind. But about 15 of the 20 were solid people who were looking to get their take back over, Abby, window treatments for their home. So we got in 1 week about 15 solid calls from what we're doing with Google. So, and on that note, who does have a question for me? Crickets. Wow. Well, now I know how comedians feels on stage when they bomb.
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm sorry I was a few minutes behind, but anyway, is there pricing? Do you have like a schedule pricing, or how does this gonna work?
Are you using the app?
Yes.
Then it's simple. What's the price, Audra or Marion? I forget.
$500 a month.
It's $500 a month. I thought it was. So it's $500 a month, and that covers all the expenses with that. And that's all your users. It's not, it's everybody who's got an iPad out in the field.
Got it.
It's built on the iPad, iPad. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it does show on the iPad.
It is on I demonstrated it on the iPad for you. Yeah, that was me using the iPad when I did that demo.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Well, okay then. I appreciate the time, you guys. Thanks for coming out and joining us. Anybody have any questions or want to get a free heat map, reply in the chat before we go. And that was pretty much it. I hope that was useful for you guys. It's a great tool. It pays. Showing you the Google ad performance for us, or Google performance is a thing. And we've gone up. Oh, and I can say this without question. I've gone up and up and up in the last 10 months, whereas before I was getting, 400 or 500 views of my website. Now I'm getting 3,500. And granted, they're not all winners. They're like I said, half of them are people looking for repairs, but I'm still up on top of the list. That's what happens when you're on the top of the list. It's kind of proof of theory. I'm not trying to sell you on the fact that some guy's going to call you and say, I have a plastic mini blind from Walmart. Can you fix it? I am telling you that the other 50% of those calls are solid. So, it's part of the marketing world. You got to get the good with the bad. Okay, guys. Well, thank you. And last chance for questions. I'm checking out. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Much appreciated. And have a wonderful day. And as always, happy selling.